Matchers, bienvenidos a una entrevista más, una entrevista sin filtro con The Driver Era. Los conocen muy bien, Ross and Rocky Lynch. Welcome to Match FM. I'm Natalia from Mexico City.
Good to meet you.
And we're so happy to have you here. And I got a couple of questions for you. And I want to know, since you first started back in 2018, you know, your first song as The Driver Era, if I'm not wrong,
Yeah.
Preacher Man. Mm-hmm. How has your sound evolved, and what experiences have you experienced that have shaped your sound?
Obviously, everything in our life that we've kind of gone through or experienced shapes the music. So there's kind of definitely been, I guess, a bit of a wave, which is like, I feel like that's in most things. There's always like some ups and some downs. So yeah, I think that's definitely dictated the concepts of the songs, and then also it's, you know, even with the sounds, you know, I feel like there's times where there's some tracks that are more glued, and then there's some tracks that are kind of like falling off the rails a bit, and I think it kind of showcases like where we are or were in our lives at that time.
Okay, so you're not like afraid to explore like different genres or to like get any other kind of influence like to incorporate in your music.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of always how to find something new that we weren't doing previously or other people aren't doing. You know, we like exploring that side of things for sure.
Yeah, it's a whole lot more fun that way. You have to, you know, part of the fun of like being an artist is like the innovation aspect. And actually in all of life, like, you know, but creation especially, like if you're if you're regurgitating, then it's not really like creation. It's just routine. So I think that's important to us, is like yeah, wanting to be on the side of innovation. And sometimes like you have to go against the grain for that. But like, yeah, that's fun. I don't know. And honestly, I still feel like we have like a lot of stuff that hasn't been heard or seen on that we talk about in conversations as such. That we should probably figure out how to get out.
How to make it work. And for example, you're talking about creating, and that you talk a lot, you know, to get to a point of where you can get rid of maybe some creative challenges or differences, because, you know, as siblings, not as co-workers, maybe you tend to fight or have many differences, but how do you handle that kind of differences when making music? You've been together like making music since forever, since you were like little kids, but you know, you've grown up, you have been maturing this area of your life.
I don't know if we've ever really had a big disagreement when it comes to music, honestly.
Yeah, I feel like normally we kind of are following what is like usually we yeah, it's like, oh no, if we're like working on something, I don't think often that it's like, I'm like, yo, we should go this way, and he's like, we should go that way. It's usually like, yo, this way is kind of tight, and we kind of are like in agreement upon that.
Yeah, it's our process isn't very discussion oriented. It's like keep the momentum going.
Okay. So I got this. What do you hear?
It's
Is
like
it okay or not?
Press record.
Okay. And let's see what happens.
And it's gonna be sick.
Okay.
Like 9 times out of 10. No, for sure. Like, and like we'll be with other musicians. Like we were just on tour. Well, we still are on tour, but we were just with like jamming with our opening band. We were like making these like sick reggaeton track.
Oh really?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Just press record.
Yeah,
Let us cook.
And well, go ahead.
Yeah, it's kind of like what you're just saying. It's normally like, it's not like, oh, is this like, do we like this or that better? It's more like, are we vibing? Is it there? If it's not, we usually are just doing something different.
Okay.
Like it's usually you're either on the page or you're not.
Totally. And if you are on the page, it's undeniable. Yeah. Even if you make a mistake, it's like he was in the zone.
Yeah, you feel it. And talking about that, like this song that you were doing with this band, Reggaeton, are we gonna listen it anytime soon?
Probably not, but
so it was just for fun.
Well, no, it's just that it takes, now it's like who wants to take that song to the next level?
Okay.
Who wants to take it to the next step? Because we were working on it with a bunch of our friends. So it's like, technically I own the session because it's on my computer, thank God. But like after we were like done, everyone was like, all right, they're like, Ross, you got to send that to me and all that stuff. I haven't sent it yet, but.
Okay, probably.
I'm trying to hear that actually later today.
Yeah, how is it?
No, it's sick, for sure.
She is sick? Okay.
It's like certified sick.
I want to listen to that, guys. And talking about sickness, I gotta say, we have to talk about Get Off My Phone video. Guys, I think that was insane. It's one shot, just one shot, incredible lightning. But what I love the most is like when the first chorus kicks in and that everyone jumps into the scene. How many times have you had to record that, the video? Or how many times did you fail to get like the right shot?
What do we do? Like 5 or 6 takes or something?
I think the take that we chose was like the second or third take.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I think you're right. We did like 5 or 6. The funniest part about all that, honestly, is like, I think after the first take, actually, we were like, oh, that was so sick when everyone jumped in at the same time. But like, we kind of, and this is like kind of one of the pros that you get when you've been doing it as long as we've been doing it. Because like straight up, especially like the music video side of things, we've been doing that before we ever even moved out to LA, which was like, I was like 11 years old. So, yeah, we've just been doing it for a really long time, and that allows us certain luxuries to not have to be so rehearsed.
Wow, that is funny. Even, since a kid, I'm like thinking about someone trying to film something, and I'm just like, all right, fine, like I'll pull up. Literally, since like a baby. Even with like Riker, he's like, yo, you got to read these lines right here, and I'm like,
and then you do it.
Yeah, and I feel like Get Off My Phone like is not far off from that, where I'm like, I guess I gotta shoot a video today, and I'm like strolling up like, what do I gotta do?
It's like you were doing that forever. But it was a great, I think it's a great video. And that part, it was like, for me, it was like explosive,
Totally.
It's like the right moment, like super synchronized, like explosive. And just walk me through the lyric of Get Off My Phone, because I wanna see if I got the right message.
What made the lyric?
No. Walk me through the story of the lyric of Get Off My Phone. So.
It's exactly what it sounds like in the song, basically. It's just like...
Get off my phone. You
want the chorus lyric?
No, it's just like, okay, the story is about, that's what I understood is that I'm trying to get rid of that person, like an ex-partner, but I can't move on because I got that person on a click, just a distance click away in my phone,
Yeah.
That's like pretty much the story, right? So,
yeah.
And I felt that it was like a plead, just get off my phone. But the question is the plea for the other person or for yourself?
No, it's always about you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's like, it's honestly, at this point, it's kind of hilarious because it's almost like, it's not even about like a relationship anymore. It's just good advice. Like, maybe we should all get off our phones. You know what I mean? No, but at the end of the day, it always comes down to you.
Get off your phone, bro.
Get off your phone. Yes.
Yeah, you know, if yeah.
It's because actually your song comes into my life in a moment where it became like the soundtrack of my current situation, you know? Yeah, it's funny.
go.
It sucks, my situation, not the song.
No,
but,
it does suck. I know, I've been there.
And I was like thinking about, it's insane like how we get abducted by the internet and social media, where we have that other person like a click away, and if we don't have like the power of the willing to let go that person, like, I don't know, maybe get off our phones like for a while just to, and there's a phrase you sing, what the hell is this? I can't resist. It's like a desperate plea to yourself, you know, it's like, let me go, you internet. It's, what thoughts do you have about this? Because we live in an era that it's where I feel like we get abducted, you know, like the social media take away our power of deciding maybe. You know, I have TikTok like hidden on my phone because once I go into TikTok, I'm lost.
No, you're right. Though, I mean, the way you're just wording that's kind of insane. But yeah, it's like a form of abduction. You're kind of like trapped in your you're kind of on autopilot for a little with all these things that react pretty well to. You're kind of like your little itches. You're just scratching these little itches like over and over.
It's
so that is kind of crazy.
It's difficult because I do feel like there's a intense polarity happening, where there is an extreme positive. Like, it's never been easier to donate to a cause that is like can change the world. That's incredible. It's never been easier to find out information and science related facts that, you know, or like find out, unfortunately, that are the freaking, I gotta show you this video, bro. There's a senator in the US and he literally can't even answer a question. It's just like,
why?
Dude, it's crazy. I don't know. But that's the kind of things that's where it's like, yo, this is good for us to like know.
Sure.
But then obviously there's the side of social media where it's like addictive. And like people, I saw a chart the other day where it was like the average person spends like upwards of like 6 hours on their phone a day.
Yes, or social media doing nothing, just like scrolling down, you know, because we stop like thinking and processing things by our own, and we let the social media, the internet, to tell us what to think. So just two questions. The first one, the best advice that you would give to the people that are watching us or listening to us, how can we get off our phones?
I think there's healthy ways to go about it. Like, I have time limits on my that does also take resilience to like follow those, but I think those are healthy. I think prioritizing nature and like getting outside and actually socializing with your friends, like actual social meetups is probably a good way to not be on your phone all the time.
Yeah.
Like plan things, you know?
Yeah, I'll do the thing, you do this too, but like I'll just like delete apps that seem to be kind of like distracting from your main focus and goal and maybe like purpose in life. So I'll definitely do that. Yeah, I know some people are like, oh, they won't get on their phone for the first few hours of the day, which I think is smart.
And last few.
Yes.
Yeah, like on tour, it's kind of funny sometimes. Like if I'm like waking up late, I'm like, I know like I gotta see what time like things are about to happen. I'll like click on my messages, and it's just like full of messages, and I'm like, I've opened one eyeball.
I don't know who the hell I am. And
yeah, so it's like,
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Yeah, that sucks.
and that can quickly immediately you're like, oh, there's a lot happening, and you kind of need to like focus first and kind of like set yourself up for the day a little.
You don't get yourself the chance to process who you are today or what do you want not do or be. And the last question, guys, okay, we've talked before that you've come several times to Mexico, but I want to know if there's something that drives you to come back to Mexico besides doing shows and music.
It's a beautiful place, honestly. Yeah. There's a whole lot of places that I still want to explore within Mexico that we haven't yet. Like I've never been to Tulum. That I want to go to Tulum.
Yeah.
I'd like to go see honestly more of the nature here, because you guys honestly have like some top tier natural.
Yeah, you should.
Beautifulness.
Yeah, we definitely love coming to Mexico. We had a really good New Year's in Cabo a while back.
What was that, bro? Was that 2017?
That's actually where. That's where.
That's Afterquote.
Yeah,
bro.
That's so long ago. You should come back.
Yeah,
that was a good time.
That was a while ago. Wow.
Just for leisure and fun.
Yeah, just like a couple more vacations here. Be nice.
Ross, Rocky, thank you so much for being
Thank
on
you.
Match. Thanks for having this chit chat.
Yeah.
So, guys, let's get off our phones and just push play to your song.
Yes.
Thank you.